Welcome, guys, back to the Trail of Eight podcast. Today, we're joined with another special guest. So excited. Garrett, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Super cash today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because you just traveled from Texas, correct?
I did. You guys put me on a flight. I'm out here in Phoenix having a good time.
That's right. And you're in Texas, right where Frontier headquarters is, correct?
Yes, Dallas, Fort Worth.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Garrett, share with us all a little bit of your journey. We're going to be talking about your journey, kind of talking about Trailevate a little bit.
Okay.
And then also where you're at right now, because you are the director of the Frontier program, correct?
Correct.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How did that all start?
So it started back in September 26th of 2022. You get on like anything else, you're looking for a change. I was kind of semi-retired, managing country bands, playing in country bands, kind of live in that artistic world where I've got a lot of connections. Mm-hmm. But, I decided to get back into it. And honestly, for me, the best way to really sharpen your skills in a business sense is, you want to get back into sales. So I had no idea the product was going to be Frontier. I just knew Trailevate sounded great. I love the mission statement. Made a lot of sense. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. I mean, I interviewed with one of the folks there in HR, and I knew off the bat it was going to be a good experience because everybody was just super, super positive. So yeah, we got set up. I remember that it was like a virtual training the first day, mm-hmm. and then Tuesday and Wednesday was actually in person, right? So, and Ryan was actually there. Ryan Canals,
he was doing your training?
He was there and at the physical training there in Grapevine, Texas, which is a little, just outside of the DFW or right. Dallas, just west of Dallas. So that was really cool. That the owner, the president, the whole shoot match was there at the, there to kind of do the launch, so to speak, for Frontier.
Right.
So
Frontier was just keying off the ground?
Yes.
Okay.
So from what Chris Carter, our vice president, had done in Florida, in Tampa, and Sarasota, paved the way for us to be able to launch. And so I was a part of the initial pilot launch
wow.
of Frontier. I'm the last of the Mohicans from that initial launch.
Wow.
So I know anytime I commit to something, I want to see it all the way through. Mm. So I started off as a business advisor. The person out there going door to door. I'd had limited business-to-business, door-to-door experience, but I knew that I had a really good sales acumen background.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where you got to understand the product. I didn't know anything about fiber. I mean, zero. I had no clue what fiber was.
Sure.
But what I did was, as trying to be a student of the game, is I read up on it, tried to figure it out, tried to break it, so to speak. Where are the aha gotcha moments, right? Mm. Where customers like, got you there, the gotchas.
Right.
I couldn't find any. So I started getting really excited because what I realized coming from a finance background that I have, mm-hmm. when I was a loan officer, and then I managed assets coast to coast.
Okay.
On the REO side. Those processes are a lot longer. This is a little bit more relational or transactional, so to speak, mm-hmm. and you don't need a whole lot of information to set someone up with fiber connectivity. So I thought, well, this seems really exciting, and plus you get to meet a lot of new business owners that are fantastic to work for, work right. with, right? Make a lot of friends. So yeah, I mean, I just came out of the gate firing as a business advisor, and within like a month and a half, I was promoted to the area business manager.
Wow, that's quick. Solid.
Yeah. So I always like to laugh. It's like I was a business advisor for a cup of coffee. So
solid. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was able to run the market. Mm-hmm. Was able to bring in some top talented folks. Can't say enough about the talent acquisition team that we have here. Working with those men and women. Looking at, interviewing, trying to find top talent, retain top talent. That's the big one, is you got to retain folks.
Right.
Especially when you know that they're out there and you're able to show them how to do it, and then just see their success take off is like, that's really what's so rewarding about, when I got into that area business manager role. So, loved it. Was, trucking along. We had Texas, that whole entire department, we're closing 50, 45, 50 sales on average. And it was a exciting experience because we had some really top level talent.
Yeah.
We had TJ Daughtery, who he came in about a week, or not a week, but a month after that I was there, and we formed a really good bond. So then I had my number two, so to speak, right? So we had a really good relationship, and you always got to have that too. Somebody who's helping you do your day-to-day operations,
Right.
Eyes in the back of your head type thing. So I was really excited once the opportunity came to move up into where I could have more of an impact in not just Texas,
Right.
but all other markets. So I wanted to be able to get out there because if you can get good in one spot, like in one area in one market, you can replicate that in any market.
Any market. Yeah.
And then just being able to impact everything on a larger scale was what I was aiming towards. So becoming a director of that and actually working, side by side with Frontier, which fantastic client to work for, and work with. They'll go shoulder to shoulder with you in the field. So having that level of commitment from a client, or, a partnership that's really strong,
Right.
where our pillars and their pillars align, is a really good experience. And so it just drives you to want to continue to do more and have a bigger impact on a larger stage when you've got the ability to do so. So,
So their pillars align with our pillars?
yes, you'll hear the saying or the phrase is, your success is my success.
Right.
So, and the big thing with Joe Pelletieri, who was the senior vice president at the time, he was really big. His thought process was, if we're not actively selling in the field ourselves, we are supporting those that do, because this what we do is difficult. It's not easy. We can make it look easy when you've been doing it long enough, just like anything else.
Sure.
But it's very difficult to walk in off of the street, earn immediate trust, and have someone put their business in your hands. The nice thing is we got a dynamite product. It essentially sells itself. So you just kind of got to get out of that way.
Right.
And then you got to put your back on the fact that the product is top notch. You're not going to find a better product on the Frontier side with that fiber, right? So, I mean, to be able to connect more businesses on a grander scale and raise the level of production and sales numbers, make all these friendships and bonds with all the business owners. When you're starting to get to where I got promoted to the director role, now I'm trying to pave the way for folks behind me, right? So we bring in the TJs. We promoted TJ to area business manager. We got James Lett promoted to area business manager in Texas, and then we've made promotions with Rich Nathan up there in Connecticut. So
Right.
it's really rewarding to be successful, but to see other people have success. And all they have to do is just go out there and just put in a full day's work and really enjoy what you're doing, and good things will happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you see? I mean, you've seen a lot of promotions. You've seen a lot of managers come into place and grow and take their leadership and their ability past what they thought they could. What's that DNA, that piece that continues on that you see in every leader that you're looking for?
Well, I think a lot of leadership, what I see is I'm looking for an effective communicator. I'm looking for somebody who has drive, someone who has initiative where they want to do more than what's asked, and then can someone command, can someone lead? And really the easiest thing that I see, or the easiest way that I can coach people, is just go out and do it and have other people, just your actions speak way louder than your words, but your words matter when you're out there leading from the front. People respect the fact that, like I always say, I won't put someone in a situation that I've not been in 1,000 times, and I'll be right there, shoulder to shoulder with you, to help you in the field. So from a leadership standpoint, what I see is you're there, you really enjoy what you do, you're going to go to work, you're an effective communicator, you can command the room, and you're looking for always to get better, to improve, and then to want to help mentor and coach others.
Right.
That's a big one. you know.
Yeah, that's a rare combination to find in an individual, but when you find them, you know that they're the right one for the job. They're going to do it well. And that's really cool.
There's a book, and I can't think of the name of the author, but there's a saying. It's leaders eat last.
Hmm.
So it's almost like what you can see some leadership qualities in somebody when they got to make sure that everybody else is taken care of before they can rest or they can take care of themselves. It's almost it's a selfless position, but it's so rewarding to see where you light that lamp for others, right? It's almost like mom getting the school, like all the kids out for school, and then now you can breathe a little bit and try to get your stuff done where you're working on,
Right.
building relationships with your other leadership and seeing other people get stronger and stronger and stronger as it goes.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of effective communication, a lot of trust, and a lot of commitment to what we're trying to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Garrett, if you could kind of describe your journey and time here at Trailevate in a little bit of a summary, how would you describe it?
It's been it feels like it was just yesterday I was a business advisor. So, I mean, time flies when you're having fun, right? But I can just say that you know, working for and working with Ryan and Paul, it's really rewarding because they do give you the ability to create, but you could tell I didn't get to this level of this as a director without some folks watering the plant, so to
Right.
speak, right? So Ryan and Paul put a lot of energy into my development, and it's just really been a whirlwind. Just the progression, the relentlessness to wanting to get better, the books that I'm reading, suggested reading. Ryan's always asking me, what are you reading? Because it will manifest in what you're doing, because you're always wanting to get different perspectives. So, I mean, a long way to answer that is that, it feels like I've been here a while, but we're really looking to, coming up to close to 3 years, but it's feeling like it's gone pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just the level of leadership here is top notch. So being able to grow. I mean, you talk about a journey, and I talk about this with Ryan and Paul a lot. You really don't know. This is one of the parts of the leadership aspect too. You really don't know how much you have in the tank or what you can do until you've actually done it. So Ryan would always have the exercise where it's like, hey, put your hand in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go a little bit higher, a little bit higher. You just didn't know that you had a little bit more there. And I equate it to like Mount Everest. It's when I'm thinking about just journey, you're going up this mountain. And what's nice when you want to reflect, maybe at the end of the year, you take all in consideration all the battles you've won, the battles you've lost, but to look down, when you're at a certain peak, and to look down where you were and to see your growth, that's the journey for me. That's the most rewarding part of it.
Well, Garrett, if you could say one thing to the team, one thing to anybody that's listening, what was that? What would you want to encourage them with?
Just get better. I mean, that's the easiest thing is always try to improve your craft every single day. I mean, one word is relentless in the way that you perform, because you can always get better. You just don't know your ability until you just tap into it, and then you just got to remember sometimes to just reflect on the fact that your growth. It's all about growth.
Yeah, that's huge. Just getting 1% better every single day, and after a little bit, you'll see a large portion increase in being developed.
And again, in the reflection part of it, when you look back and see, wow, I was down here and I thought that was my top end.
Right.
Your top end is however far you want to go. And that's what I love about this company is that given the autonomy to create, you can create anything you want, right? So that's inspirational for a lot of folks, that are here and they want to get better, because sometimes being able to create this, you're just building everything, and you're making thoughts become things.
Right.
So
That's amazing. Garrett, thank you so much for being on today. Thank you for sharing your story, your wisdom, and all that you've learned as your time here at Trailevate. And I have no doubt that you're going to crush the ceiling that you're at now and keep on moving forward. So congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It's a
Absolutely.
blast.
Come on, next time.
You got it.